Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Before I start the video, I did want to say remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you guys think of the crypto market. This recent drop right here is this recent recovery here is absolutely insane. But as you guys know, there has been a short that was hit. My target was for 26.2. That actually hit. What are we in? 2 days ago. It actually hit that wick. Actually hit that 2 days ago. My forecast is officially good. Do I think this is the bottom? No, I don't think that this is actually the bottom. I do not think that this is actually the bottom for Bitcoin. I think that there's a strong chance that we can have a huge pullback to the low side. We have this huge downtrend here. But again, what happens every single time we run on the daily, right? Usually it's about a 10K push to the upside when it actually triggers, right? So let's test this out. This is actually something that I told my Patreon members yesterday. And I actually told them, I'm like, hey, if this daily is actually, true, we'll more than likely see about a 10K run before we have any major pullback, right? So here, 2 weeks, $10,600 run, right? Here. Where was it? Oh, this is a huge run in probably a lot less days. Look, this $11,000 run, 6 days, right? Here. Look at these are all recent daily closes, right? Recent daily closes with this one with huge wicks right before the close, right? So let's do that. Actually, this is wrong because I did not do it. There you go. So it actually should be from here all the way up to here. Again, $10,000 in 16 days. $11,000 in 6 days. $10,000 in 14 days. What is the pattern here, right? Minimum $10,000 in about 16 days or so, we can assume, right? 2 weeks or so, 16 days. So forecast as of right now, right? We are, and then what happened? Huge wick the day right before. So I have to assume that as of right now, target for Bitcoin within, let's go with 16 days. Within 16 days is minimum, I'd say around $10,000, like right here, and a possible break of this downtrend right here that started back on, roughly early April, right? Because we actually do have another downtrend. Actually, let's get rid of these so it's easier to see. This is kind of making me want to open up a big long on Bitcoin, but I think instead of opening a long, I'm probably just going to be buying more BitF calls, which is what I've been doing to hedge against any swing to the upside. So we'll do that. We can do this. There you go. So now we have two major trends, right? Essentially pointing us to the same direction, right? They're both essentially going around the same direction. Like they're both kind of pointing that, they're both kind of pushing towards, towards this level around here between, a 34.6 and a 40K Bitcoin in about, 16 days by the end of May, essentially, right? If this actually ends up being a perfect trigger on the daily. This is actually something that I would 100% long right now. I would be in all longs right now. This long should have actually been done yesterday on this perfect entry on the 4 hour. You would have actually entered Bitcoin on the 4 hour close at 28.8. So you would have been up roughly around $2,000 if you bought a full Bitcoin. Or usually if me and my Patreon members long something, we do it on Forex, right? A completely different story. But as of right now, short term, things do look like it's going to keep pushing up. I do think that as of right now, Bitcoin can definitely see this 200 MA on the hour chart, which will probably put us anywhere like around 33K. I do think we're headed right there because look, we actually have a bear trigger, right? Perfect entry bear trigger here, right? For the short, it would have been 30,315. You're actually trading above it, and it's nothing but sideways moving. So I do think that as of right now, we are really bullish on Bitcoin, pushing back to that 33K level, right? So that forecast of 26.2 hit, I think yesterday, 2 days ago. As of right now, we are pushing to the upside. Do I think that we already made a bottom? Kind of hard to tell, right? I don't know. The only way that I can confirm if we've actually made a bottom is if on the weekly we actually close a red bubble, which we're getting extremely near of. We actually close a red bubble around these levels, right? Can this be a possible bottom? It definitely can. 26.2 can definitely, or this low of 25.3 can definitely be a possible bottom. Is it? I can't give any confirmation until we actually have a full bullish close on my weekly RMACD, right? That's what I trust 100%, right? But again, can this be a bottom? It definitely can. Or you can actually get faked out, you run from here, right? All the way up to trend, somewhere around this area, you can run from here and then possibly dump all the way back down and see new lows or something, right? As of right now, I am bullish towards maybe 33K, somewhere between 31 and 34.5. That's where I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin right now for. But again, you also have this 4 hour wanting to reverse to the downside, right? And unless you actually beat previous 4 hour highs, which would take us all the way back to 40K, right? Unless on this 4 hour trigger you somehow push another $10,000, then I see us retracing to the low side, right? And on this daily, you have to cross, somewhere again. You have to go over like this 40K, these relative highs. You have to pass these relative highs in order for Bitcoin to not have this call like a retracement, right? You have to pass 39.76 in order for me to be okay. Yeah, it's starting to show really good signs of movement to the upside, right? But again, can this be a possible bottom? Any low can be a possible bottom. As of right now, I have no idea this is actually a real bottom. The only way that I can give confirmation is if the weekly actually closes bullish, and then I'll come back and let you guys know. That's when I would be adding in, or that's when I would be adding more calls to, my Bitcoin mining positions, right? Because I don't like buying Bitcoin. I like buying the Bitcoin miners because they're essentially like a leverage position to Bitcoin, right? But again, I'm watching, I think right now, the possibility of us going to anywhere between 31 to 34.5 is pretty high. But also, there's a lot of major resistance that you see all right here, right? So you're on trend. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Personally, I have to still be I'm still 100% bearish on SPY, the NASDAQ, and Bitcoin, simply because we're on all three. We are still bearish on the weekly, which means that any moment we still have a lot of bearish momentum. And if anything, it's actually, the bearish momentum is actually higher now than it's ever been before, right? We're at a 39.66 bear momentum level, whereas last week we closed at a 37.9. So that increase, that's like, what kind of increase is that for the close, right? So that's a 30% increase in bear momentum. So yeah, I mean, I have to be reasonable, right? As long as this weekly is bearish, I'm bearish, right? I've been saying that all along, because we can definitely retrace from here. We can go up, go down. Overall, I'm still bearish. Short term, I think it can possibly do that. I think it can possibly do something like that. If it doesn't actually break that 31.090 resistance, I think we're probably going to go back down, right? If it doesn't break that, I think we're going back down to 26.2, and I think we're going to keep on that direction. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.